it goes on. I think that's the vision. I think that's where TV is going to be, where there's not a full cutaway anymore. You're going to see ads laid into the actual programs themselves. So I think that's what their vision of it is. And I think Hearst has a great opportunity to be kind of in the forefront of that because of their publication background.
Okay, so then let's talk a little bit about kind of, what we would call like self-service tools. So do you think that, local and regional buyers would find it valuable if, much like they were attempting to buy social media advertising, they could just go to a tool at like Hearst.com and literally buy advertising off the internet on TV? Would that be something that they'd value, or?
It's hard to say. I think there's going to be some of your at the national level, 100%. I think that's probably where it's going to end up sooner than later.
Okay.
But I do think regionally and locally, I think there's still that trust. Kind of goes back to what we started the whole conversation about. I still think there's that. Tell us how your market works. What are you hearing? What do you think is going to be the best placement of everything? It's sometimes not as. It's sometimes if we're going to place all of our eggs in the ratings basket when the rating system is so just dramatically flawed, I think regionally and locally making a huge mistake.
And you guys were using Nielsen ratings, right? Or did you end up going to say like, okay? And what about your relationship with ComScore or RunTrack? Did you guys use their data?
We were, when I first started, they had just gotten it in. I much more prefer ComScore, much more prefer their way of doing things. I think it's more of an accurate representation.
Yep. So then that's a good segue into actually thinking about data and segments and audience segments. What are you guys doing around advanced advertising and targeted advertising and, data strategy at Hearst? What were some of the key investments or interesting innovations that you guys were launching around that?
Let me think. I think because of, all the apps that you're putting the television on, you can get ABC Go and everything, and the ability to stream TV that way, I think that was great. But again, I think this all applies to national advertisers.
Okay.
Hearst's digital, selling capabilities were based around native advertising a lot of stuff that's been around for a while. So I don't know. I can't specifically speak on what their plan is moving forward because we were just finally starting to get a grip on the way things, the way things are now. Okay, that makes sense. And how about like next generation TV, like ATSC 3.0? Was there any rumbling about that while you were at Hearst, and what was Hearst doing to kind of get prepared for that? No, I'm not familiar with. Would you say HTSD? ATSC 3.0. It's essentially a new, broadcasting standard. Oh yeah, no. The only thing that we were, as I was getting ready to leave, was the whole threat of, over the top. I get threats wrong, but the whole, of over the top advertising coming through. Okay, that's fair. So maybe perhaps we'll talk just a little bit about the over the top solution. So could you maybe, tell us a little bit about what Hearst was offering in that area? We weren't there yet. That was in the planning stages. The CBS had kind of the leg up on that. They were kind of starting to get things going with it before Hearst had done it. I don't know where Hearst is at currently, but I know, the talk with the digital sales managers, it's going to be bought and it's going to be done a lot like your digital advertising. You're going to have your key targets, and your ads will be served to people based on their demographics. Okay, and you guys considered like OTT spend part of digital, is that correct? Yeah, I believe that's the way it would have gone, yeah. Okay, so when we think about like your local TV station website, you guys probably had videos of some of your segments, right? Especially on the news. Your digital video, was that also part of digital, or did you, package it around TV, or how did you treat that? Also digital? Yeah, it was digital. We had the 15-second, 30-second pre-roll. We had some 60-second pre-roll, but tried to typically stay 15. But that was considered a digital buy. Okay. So when we think about kind of, I know we've talked a little bit about day parts and interesting ways of arranging advertisements specifically. Could you maybe tell us about some of the innovation that Hearst was trying to unlock